Hello. Testing, testing. Can you hear me? Bada bing, bada boom, baby. Hello, everybody. Hello. Nice to meet you again. Yo soy. Puedo hablar español. Me gusta la latina. Mucho culo. All right. So here's the deal. The deal is the fact that uh, we don't have validation, man. I mean, yeah, no. There's a lot of forms of validation going out. There's a lot of forms of validation that exists on the internet around us with the people. You're trying to go and if you're trying to go out and have a crazy night, you're trying to make bad decisions. Your friends are always going to be like, heck yeah, let's do it. If you're trying to lock in, be black pilled or something, there's a lot of other types of validation online, like all these uh, super feminist or super what's the opposite of feminist, right? Patriarchal, I don't know. People like Andrew Tate, a lot of all these like gurus, self-help gurus that validates locking in, do things for yourself. You gotta do this and that, make money. And then on top of that, I think the worst validation that we have in this generation is the fact that um, I think the worst validation is how uh, is the idea is that we're being oppressed, right? I mean, don't get me wrong, we are being oppressed. What I'm trying to say is that we feel oppressed by our governments, by our systems, societal systems, and in a lot of areas by our cultures. But that sort of feeling of oppression is very much validated because um, if you want to get away from your cultural oppression, the government is oppressing you. If you want to get away from the government oppression, the systems like school systems are like oppressing you. You feel like if you don't have money, you don't have value in this life. If you don't have money, you can't build your value, sort of a thing. And so, what are all these systems and all these oppressive systems run by? Money. So, yeah, like money is being used to kind of validate all of the bad that is in this world. And yeah, we're we're fucking screwed. We're so screwed. And then, but I think the most important thing that's not being validated is our battle against our battle against uh, these wrong validations and feelings of oppression. Uh, don't get me wrong, oppression does exist. It's just not the. It's just not the. It's just not what we're supposed to focus on. When we're focused on oppression, we're fighting against what they want us to fight against, like going to school. Like when you go to university, the idea is you have to get good grades, or pass your classes, get a graduate degree, and then to be able to get a job. Now, you need money to go to school. If you don't have money, you won't be able to, get these grades to then have a job later on, right? And then on top of that, uh, there's a lot of other things, right? Like your gender, your identity. These are all also um, things that get oppressed. Um, like how like female students are more likely to get higher grades than male students in some cases, or vice versa. Depends on the professors, right? Or how your GPA is based off of your um, based off of your you know grades. Even if, like, let's say you had a bad semester, then your GPA is just fucked. You cannot bring it back up significantly, or like at least above a certain threshold. So then, because your GPA is not good, your job opportunities are fucked, your scholarship opportunities are fucked. What's up with that? And then if your job opportunities and scholarship opportunities are fucked, why are you going to school at all? And then, but then you have to still wake up the next morning with this thought that, why am I even going to school? Why am I even engaging in the system anymore? But then in reality, you have no other option but to engage with this system. So you just live your life oppressed, not knowing why you're in this system, and then continuing with it. But that's what I wanted to talk about. Like, in my experience at university so far, I entered university thinking, yeah, that's that's what I need to do. That's the story. I need to get good grades, get a scholarship, get a good GPA, graduate, and then get a good job, and then live a normal life. But when I went to university, I realized that's not what university is. University, like it's in its name, it's a place for further education, and education doesn't just mean whatever the fuck that we think it means today. Further education could be in every sense, emotional, psychological, self improvement, life opportunity wise, connections, networking. These are all things that the university offers. And I think like that's not being done enough, like people like Mark Zuckerberg who built something out of university um, with his friends. I went to university. I realized cases like that are not supposed to be like special. That's like what university is. Regarding like disregarding whether if you just want to get a normal job or not. You know, in university, you're supposed to like engage with other students, engage with facilities in the university more so than going to classes. That's the idea. And so the point I'm trying to make here about systems and oppression is that um, I understand this feeling of oppression in the systems that we have to engage in. But I'm saying that disregarding the oppressive feelings, we are not using the systems that we have built properly either. Like, um, most of the people who go to university today, they're not going for further education. They're going straight out of the school just to then later on get a job. And it's impossible. It's not impossible. Funnily enough, it's not impossible to get a job with just a high school degree. But they have this stigma of like, oh, if you don't have a university degree, you cannot get a job, which, in most places, like especially big cities and big offices, yes, without certain degrees, you cannot get a job. But a lot of these jobs that you need a university degree for, you don't even use your university degree. It's just a shitty requirement now. As though like it's as though it's a waste of your life, like if you wanted to get a normal desk job, um, that does not really require a lot of specialty, and like especially because like it's a systematic job, you could teach anyone anyone that is smart enough to like learn the job. You don't really need like a 4-year course. You just need like a 6-month training period, and that's it. Why did I need to go to university? I mean, like, another thing I heard about why it's important to go to university is because to prove to these companies that you have gone to a place on time and done your required tasks so you're capable of doing it. That's the dumbest thing I've heard. Why is it important to um, spend 4 years of life, 4 years of your life, in 4 years? These are really important years of your life to get a degree that only proves that you can show up on time and do the tasks you were given. Bro, like what? You don't trust me, bro? Like, yo, if you don't trust me, just fire me, bro. Who cares? So, what we're left is um a university system that is filled with people who don't know how to use it. And there's been so many people, and the number of people who actually use university systems like supposed to be used versus students who don't know what the fuck they're doing, they're just in the system because they're supposed to be, is so much more that now the sort of like the norm is to act like the students who don't want to be in university and are there just for the system to get a job afterwards. And then the minorities who are actually using universities like they're supposed to be used are shunned. There's few and far apart, and um, a lot of them actually give up on their ambitions and using the system the way it's intended to kind of move on to the side of the people who just want to graduate and get a job. And it's sort of killing a lot of things. It's killing sense of self. It's killing the opportunity to really limit test and understand yourself better. It's killing uh, it's killing creativity. It's killing um, human connection. It's becoming very oppressed. So yeah,